This pig farm at Sibayeng is the scene of a criminal investigation. Two women were shot and killed and their remains allegedly thrown inside a pig's enclosure. One man was shot and wounded. According to the National Prosecuting Authority, the pigs started consuming the remains of the victims. A mother of 4 children had her life cut short in a gruesome manner. Maria Makata's home is situated less than 10 kilometers from the pig farm where her life ended. Her remains and those of Kudai Ndlovu were discovered in a state of decomposition by the police on Tuesday. Their bodies had been reportedly thrown inside a pig's enclosure. The two were shot and killed, allegedly by the farm owner and two other suspects aged 19 and 42. Makata was reported missing after visiting the pig farm. Concerned, the family traced her to the farm. However, they were not provided with helpful information.
Greetings, everyone. I hope you are fine. I hope you are doing well. I really don't know what to say, but this situation didn't take place in the year 1961 or maybe the year 1976, but this story just took place this year, which is the year 2024. This is amazing. This is painful. This is brutal to those women and those who are left behind. In other words, their family members. I don't know if this is how people describe humanity, inclusivity, love, and all these different kinds of gospel. That is why I always say during apartheid system, there are many people who went through similar situation. There are many people who went through a similar situation. Why? Because if you are going to disappear someone and then you throw their bodies so that their bodies can be consumed by these omnivores, the pigs, then it means you are trying to wipe out the evidence. It means you are the one who is guilty in this situation. In other words, if those people were wrong, maybe you should have called the police. Maybe to say, maybe I was in danger. I'm just making an example. Maybe I was in danger. These people were attacking me. Then I decided to pull the trigger. Then you should have called the police. But now it means if you throw their bodies so that they can be consumed by these omnivores, then it means you are trying to wipe out the evidence. This is very painful. This situation is very painful. There's no way you can even win this in a court of law. But you have to understand that the system is otherwise, because if you throw the body of someone that you have just shot in the den of pigs or the place of pigs, then it means you are trying to disappear the evidence. You're trying to delete the evidence. This is what just happened. And this is very much painful. And then at the end of the day, people will expect her kids to become ministers, to become saints, to preach the gospel of hallelujah, everything is fine. Those children right now are going through trauma, And at some point in life, they might end up putting out that anger on people who didn't do anything to them. So if you are serious about like dealing with crime and etc., you should not create these people, because I believe that some gangsters are created. Because if something like this happens in your life, if something like this happens in your life, you might go through a trauma. And at some point in life, you might want to pay a revenge. And in most cases, you might even pay a revenge to the people who didn't do anything wrong to you. I don't know if this is a good humanity, love, and etc. This is very much painful.
I went there and asked the workers if they had seen my sister, and they said they were absent from work on Monday. I asked the seller next door, and he told me he had gunshots last night. I asked the employer who fed the pigs if they had not seen any dead bodies, and he said no. Now I know they were lying there because pigs cannot go for 3 days without being fed. A man who was with the deceased woman was also shot but escaped with injuries. The families have demanded justice. We have lost. My sister's children are now orphans, and I will have to take care of them.
This is very painful. This is very painful. In other words, if you put someone else's body so that it can be consumed by these pigs, then it means you are very much cruel. In other words, you are like an animal. You are not a human being at all. I know when it comes to this situation, even if it's clear that this is out of hatred, but there are many people who will justify the situation. There are many people who will justify the situation, and there are many people who will say, we got better things to talk about instead of talking about this.
And I want those farm owners to be denied bail. I do not want to see them free. The ANC Women's League has condemned the killings.
We are not encouraging people to be killed, particularly women to be killed, regardless of what people think they have done. So we also want to appeal to community members all over, and also branches of the ANC Women's League, to say that they need to report any incidents of gender-based violence. This incident disturbed us.
The 3 suspects, Zakaria Olifir, Rudolph Divet, and William Musora, will appear at the Mangueng Magistrates Court on the 7th of October.